Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Will and we are back with some more Honkai Star Rail today. We are going to be continuing this side quest that we ended up picking up here. And I... The Lao Fu. Okay, I need to remember the names of these places. Alright, the Lao Fu. Rello, I vaguely remember and I just call this the space station. The Lao Fu. I seriously need to remember what the X and the Z pronunciation for Chinese is. It comes up way too frequently in these games for me to not remember those names. I'm not even gonna try. Okay, I'll just call it the Lao Fu. Alright, we're at the Lao Fu. We're in the back alleys in the Lao Fu. And we're talking to ladies.
I really hope you can help out.
Of course. I'm main character, big guy energy. Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. I just want to help save Arumali. My home, the Xianzhou Yaoqing, had much closer ties with the IPC. Initially, people thought they were just engaging in a little interstellar investment, but over time, things changed.
So X is she. Well, XI is she. And oh. DX like E? DH? Ian Cho. Ian Cho.
Gradually, the Yaoqing's younger generations began to enjoy the immersion produced by the IPC's entertainment division. Once they started wearing IPC clothing lines, you could hardly tell if they were Xianzhou locals or IPC employees.
Whenever there's a company or organization that has to shorten it and abbreviate it, and then they're also vaguely tied with like some sort of military operations, that's always a bad sign. No matter where you're at.
After their coming of age ceremonies, a lot of them aspired to join the IPC. To make it big, the architecture across the whole delve began to change. The graceful flying eaves I saw as a child became fewer and fewer, and the glazed tiles and fallow earth bricks gradually disappeared. Sleek, monolithic IPC buildings started sprouting up everywhere. Many of the Yaoqing locals older than 500, like my mother, will say the Yaoqing has changed. But they're not sure whether this change is leading to a better future, or if it's allowing short-life species to dictate their way of life. It's making everyone anxious. When I saw Mingxi being confronted by the IPC, I felt the same uneasiness. She's been around several lifespans longer than that stooge, but somehow she was still at a loss for how to deal with him. If our opponents were martial arts types, I could hold my own against them. But Arumali's problems aren't something we can fight off with a sword. I want to help the Merchant Guild. I want to help everyone at Arumali. Please, help me help them.
Shorty.
I only came here for the food. I didn't expect to get tangled up in all this dock leasing stuff. Still, if you're willing to give it a shot, maybe Arumali doesn't have to disappear. So what? The food's the best bit. Arumali without food would be like a pill without medicine. Meaningless.
I wonder if the scale characters are the same like heights as from Genshin. Because obviously main character in Genshin is more of a teenager, like younger person. While the adults are usually much taller. And in this game, we're clearly more of an adult model. And then small child. Have we seen any teenagers? Trying to think. I'm assuming we're supposed to be maybe teenager, and so is she. But it's weird. Like in Genshin, there's 3 different levels of height. There's like clearly adults, clearly teens, and then children. For here, it feels like teens and adults are like same height, and then children are like hella short. Anyways, you there.
What do you think? Will you become a business advisor for Arum Alley? Great. I still haven't discussed any of this with the president. Let's go pay them a visit.
We've already learned 2 different kinds of puzzles that we're going to be doing with this.
Miss Lian, please tell the president that I have someone who can help us with the leasing situation at the dock, and also bring Arum Alley back to its former glory.
I'll go ask the president's opinion on the matter. Please wait a moment. Okay. The president trusts Miss Secretary's judgment, but the applicant still needs to pass a test. You must integrate Oldie's Depot into the logistics plan.
Alright, what are we doing here? This time... advisors that tell you kind of which direction you should go. That really? But there's kind of a thingy in the way, wouldn't we have to dip around it? Oh. Front logic score 31. All right, out of 30.
The president acknowledges your expertise and agrees to confer management responsibilities accordingly. Arum Alley Merchant Guild would like to issue a formal request. Please help us emerge from this crisis and revitalize Arum Alley.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of spacing out there. I was working on stuff that doesn't matter. I was working on something earlier in my mind. Now, all right. Look, this sounds so formal. What's up?
Now that that's settled, please come see me at the dock when you have time. You'll be able to help the dock workers do the inventory and help Heron Express with logistics planning. I keep tabs on all the goings-on in Arum Alley, including rumors and the latest gossip. If we can solve some of the problems in the community, it could help in rejuvenating Arum Alley.
If it involves helping people in need, count me in too.
Anytime you need anything, come find me. The important thing right now is to generate enough revenue before the payment due date. I'll be off to the dock then. Stop by anytime.
That's me every day. Alright. Dude, I cannot wait until their next game comes out. Because Genshin Impact was a solid game. And then Honkai Star Rail came out, and it felt like they improved upon everything I thought was a fault in Genshin. It would have been awesome if they kind of went back and tried to fix it in Genshin. But irregardless, they improved upon it in Honkai Star Rail. So I can't wait for ZZZ to come out. Because I'm hoping that they'll improve upon even more stuff that they already improved upon on Honkai Star Rail. I can't wait. Because yeah, having like multi-characters of like little events with unique mechanics, I think is way more interesting than what Genshin does, where it's like, go talk to this person and have like a 5-minute cutscene. Now walk over there and then continue to talk to this person. And then do that for about an hour and a half. Wow, what an amazing adventure we just had. Via an hour and a half of conversations we just had with the person. It's like, bro, if we're gonna like interact with like unique characters and stuff, make it a little more interesting and memorable. Put in like some fun mechanics and stuff. Some puzzles or something. Like they're doing here. It's like, this is perfect. Yeah, I totally get that. Honestly, I just started playing Genshin because I needed something to stream and I was low on cash and couldn't buy anything new. So I was like, it looks interesting, I'll try it. And then 4 years later, I'm still here, unfortunately. Although, I'd say Honkai Star Rail is definitely worth it. Story-wise, I think it is very interesting, pretty linear. Like, if you like turn-based combat, I'd say it's definitely good to get into. Plus, the music fucking rips in this game when you do a boss fight. Alright, let's do this, lady. God, so every world has something like this, where it's like a weird mini-game or sub-game that's like kind of like a business simulator almost. Because we found one in another world, too, that we were doing for a museum. Now we found one here. Which is more of just a straight-up business simulator where we're running multiple businesses. Someone was a big fan of Yakuza Like a Dragon and just couldn't let it go. For me, oh my god. Right now, I'm actually not playing that many. Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact. The weekends, obviously, we're playing Gotham Knights, but that's going to be swapped out soon for Liza P. Can't wait. And then off stream, I basically just chill, play some Call of Duty. Although I've been getting obsessively into Poke-Rogue, which I am going to stream, but it kills me inside because I'm like a completionist where it's like I'm gonna have to erase all my progress that I made in it, despite me putting in like almost 10 hours over 2 days into this fucking game. It has become an unhealthy obsession. So I thought, fuck it, might as well stream that. Which is interesting because I don't really know too much about Pokemon. Like, I play OG Yellow, and that's it. So a lot of the other stuff I'm gonna need to learn. God. My old arch nemesis. Specifically Warzone. Actually, oh my god, let me think. When was the last time Battlefield came out with the game? I don't even remember. No, it's not. Well, on the PS5, it's not. But it is something insane. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's either high 100s or it's over 200 gigs. It's crazy. 3? God damn. What? How? I honestly don't know what the hell they keep adding to this game. Like, they used to have map rotations, but now they're not even doing that in there right now. So it's like, what the hell are you adding to this game? Because I know that assault rifle doesn't take up, like, fucking 25 gigs. Okay, so we can stack. We need... Oh, we need 6 and 6, so we just... Boom. Okay, I have not checked. All I know is, like, I have Call of Duty on my PS5 right now, and I already have, like, all my other games downloaded, and, like, none of them were a problem. In fact, I had, Final Fantasy VII Remake and the DLC all downloaded, too. And I just recently had to, like, delete that, and then, put on Liza P. So I'm already pushing the limits of, I'm gonna probably need to have to swap out soon. Hey, you, there, yes, that. What else now? Undo. Why do you need a camera view for this? Okay, there we go, again. Oh yeah, I also need to look into the auto-aim in Call of Duty. I used to never really notice it, but recently, I've been getting thrown off. Like, over the last few months, I've slowly started noticing when my game starts to auto-aim for me, and it ends up throwing me off because I'm trying to track the shot, but then the auto-aim kind of just, like, jumps to the person's head. But I'm already moving the sticks in the way that I'm already tracking them, so I end up overshooting, and it's just like, I think I might need to take off the auto-aim. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, is it helping me more than I realize? And I think I'm gonna find out tonight. I'm gonna turn that sucker off and see if my extremely subpar kill rate goes down even further. Yeah, I don't have too many games set up on my PS5. Call of Duty, Genshin, Honkai Star Rail. I still have Multiverses on mine. In fact, Multiverses just did an announcement trailer where they have Mark Hamill's Joker coming in for it. So it's like, that's gonna be lit. Even though the game's not even technically out yet still. Liza P. What else? I have something else. Oh, dude, yeah, I also have fucking Final Fantasy 17 I downloaded, because I got that during the same time as Liza P, and we are going to play the shit out of that soon. Yeah, because right now, I'm just, we're just trying to get caught up in Honkai Star Rail, and then we're going to pull it back on how often I stream this. And then we're probably going to jump into Final Fantasy 14. No, 16. Sorry. Which I can't wait. I heard really good things about it. I want to get into the mana games. Like, since they started, like, remaking them and stuff, I was like, it's nice. And I can't remember, didn't they announce a new mana game, not just a remake? And there's also that one, RPG that came out last year. It was... What was it? Was it, like, Under the Moon or something? And it's like a pixel base. It's like a brand new like pixel based RPG. It's supposed to be like really good. Sea of Stars, maybe? Is that it? Oh my god, I can't remember. But I remember a while ago seeing it. The Completionist did a stream with the guys that created it. What? No. And we're supposed to be really. Oh, okay. So for individuals, you could still. Oh. Wait, what? There's no place for it. What? Wait, what? Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. But it's saying. Is that why we need to change? Oh. What? Oh, wait, it's this. Is it? I'm an idiot. I was doing the wrong vases. Here's a weird thing. Back in the day, when Pod came out with the song Youth of a Nation, there's a line in there. I swear to God, he's saying vases instead of faces. And this comes to mind because I was just randomly like doom scrolling on YouTube, and I found out not only is POD still a band and still touring, they just dropped a new song, and I'm like, what? You were like late 90s, early 2000s band in prime. It's like, I did not think you were still around, but you're still around and still active. Good for you. Nice. I think there's only really 2 characters I really want in. I don't know. I always check the list every time, and although the new character that's I don't think he's dropped yet, but he's part of this update. He's that cowboy. That dude looks sick. Little edgelord. Looks pretty cool. I'm always down for space cowboys. What do you mean? I don't really keep up to date with a lot of stuff like that. Like, I know the band, but I don't know like what was up, what was going on. Although I did find a band recently. What was it called? Grace? I think it's called Greystone. It was Chester's band before Linkin Park. Apparently, recently they like kind of redid all of their songs, which a lot of them are pretty good, like bangers. Definitely suggest, if you like Linkin Park, to check out that band. I think they only put out at least 1 album. I don't know if anything. Oh yeah. Like, over the years I have heard quite a few stories about Chester, and it's like, he had some mental health issues overall. So when I found out he died, it was like a massive bummer, but honestly it wasn't crazy surprising. Although I did think he was doing better in recent years. Or recent years following up to. Like Shinoda. Yeah, just the other month I got into a real groove where I was listening to like a lot of Linkin Park. And for some reason the song High Voltage in particular, it's so fucking hard. Sort inbox, okay. God, okay. I get that this is kind of a complex system thing, but I think they overdo the tutorial stuff in this game. Actually, I need to look into that. Has Mike started a new project yet? Because honestly, the last thing I heard from Mike was he did a remix for Deftones, one of their songs, on their remix White Pony album that came out last year or 2 years ago. Oh my god. I think that's the last thing I heard from Mike. I don't know if he started any. Over there is just the rewards. Yeah. Dude, the old music system is so busted and sucks. And it sucks because, like, I love a lot of bands from the 90s and 2000s, like Tool, Deftones, Linkin Park. And, like, I think almost all of them got screwed over in some way, shape, or form by their labels at some point. Massively Tool. Like, oh my god. If you haven't heard that story, they were basically in fucking, like, a lawsuit for 10 years where they could not release any new music. Actually, it was probably longer than 10 years. It was probably closer to 15. And just, like, yeah, like, a lot of bands from the 90s era to early 2000s, you will always hear some story in some way, shape, or form where, like, their label just really screwed them.
Something for everyone.
Yeah, I think, like, Sum 41 was a band that, like, really got screwed over. I'm not sure about Blink-182. I think they might have at some point. Oh, fuck. I did not know about that one. Oh, that's a band I've always wanted to look into more. Because, like, everybody knows the song by them. But I don't know about the rest of their catalog. I still need to listen to them. I have backlogs from the late 90s, early 2000s. This is why I really like how music, well, somewhat, how modern music production is being done, where it's like anyone can make music now, and you could just like release it online. Although that also makes it extremely hard to do because there's so many people doing it. It's like you need to have a good promoter. But now a lot of people just own their music rights. Like, I've never really listened to Taylor Swift before. Shocker. But I do know that she, like, had to re-record all of her music at one point, so she would own it. Where it's like, the company she signed with only owned the recordings, but not the straight-out rights to the music. So once she split from the label, she re-recorded her songs. And it's like, that's a fucking ingenious move. Yeah, same. Honestly, it's a lot of... I always try to listen to the full albums. Whenever I find a band and I'm like, oh, this song sounds good, I'll check out a few of their albums and see what's up. But it will always be like a lot of randoms, like, here's this guy that's released like an album and like some EPs, and that's it. Just a bunch of random stuff. Although, actually, no, that's not true. When I was in high school, I got way into like Japanese metal and rock. Because, dude, if you don't know anything about Japanese metal bands, they are awesome. Because if you remember in the 80s, a lot of metal bands would be very theatrical, like Kiss and stuff like that, where they like dress up specifically to perform lives and stuff. And Lady Gaga still does that, and certain performers still do it, where it's like a full performance. Like a lot of Japanese like metal bands and stuff and subgenres would do that kind of shit, and still do. And it's like, yes, I love that. Go. So I got like super into a lot of Japanese metal and rock for a large portion of my life. In the last like 5 years, I've started getting back into like more American music. I'm catching up with bands that I haven't listened to in like forever. Here's something I haven't heard in a while. Warp Tour. Is that still happening? Because I think they stopped it. God, I remember hearing rumors that they were going to stop Warp Tour, and I don't know if they ever did. I mean, other than like COVID stopping Warp Tour. I don't know if that's even still a thing anymore, because that would be the place where I'd go to like try to find new bands, even though a lot of it's like, you know, the teen edgelord kind of stuff sometimes, but like a lot of good bands did come out of that. I usually go there and check out like who's up and coming and whatnot. I need to look into that. We're still with them. Warp Tour. Every emo kid summer camp. Warp Tour, let's see here. Media. Oh no, it did end in 2019. Wow, I've been like way off. Holy shit. I thought they ended it. Well, actually, COVID times. Relatively close. Wayne's Warp. Or sorry, not Wayne's. Jesus fucking Christ. Vans Warp Tour. Like Vans the shoe. Which I never really was clear on how those were connected. Exactly. Was it the original sponsorship, or was it just the same guy that made the shoe also made the thing? Wow, that sucks. So they stopped doing Warp Tour in 2019. How am I supposed to find new upcoming bands? Although I do wish that they had like more of a metal festival that was kind of ongoing. Yeah, Vans are skate shoes, but they also did like a music festival kind of thing, a touring music festival. It was like the circus. They'd like go to one city, set up, play, go to then ship everything to the next city and play. Like it was just a shitload of bands that did that. Yeah, basically. I mean, that's where I found like a lot of the more modern bands I listen to. Like Bring Me to the Horizon, Motionless in White was there. Asking Alexandria was there at one point. They definitely made a tone shift drastically at one point. God, I'm trying to think. What's the newest band that I found? And when I mean newest, I don't mean the band I just listened to. I mean like a relatively newer formed band that I'm listening to. I think Bad Omens might be the new band I've started listening to. That's like a new band. I need to find some more. Always on the hunt for more. Yeah, back. Actually, I'm not sure. I think there were there were multiple stages and stuff set up. Dude, pulling out a fucking Beck reference. Oh my god, you were the first person outside of my friend group I have ever met that has made a Beck reference and not referring to the musical artist. Dude, I watched that show and I loved it. I even watched the live action movie that they made of it. That's what inspired me to get a guitar. And I still failed to learn to play it fully to this day. Despite always picking it up and playing it. I'm still completely incompetent at it 10 years later. Actually, even near the end of Warp Tour, they had a few Japanese bands there. They had Crossfaith, and One OK Rock was... They actually... I don't know if they did multiple runs with Van, but they definitely had at least one summer where they did touring America with Warp Tour, which was fucking awesome. I actually need to check on One OK Rock to see if they came out with a new album yet. It's been a minute since I checked in with those boys. I can't remember. Maybe Cold Rain also, I think, was at Warped Tour at one point, maybe. Although they just did the opening for, what was that ninja anime that just dropped on Adult Swim? Ninja Kamui. They did the opening for that, which was pretty awesome. Did not know that they were doing an anime opening. I was very surprised when I started that up, and I was like, oh shit, that's the boys! Also another band I need to look back into and I haven't heard from in like 5 years. Yeah, it's a weird thing where it's like I've noticed a lot of Japanese rock bands, or like punk rock, like just in general, or even like more hard rock, as long as they're like more of a rock band, they usually integrate English lyrics. But if you're just like a straight up metal band, it's usually just straight Japanese. It's like a weird phenomenon I've found in Japanese music where certain genres will try to adapt English more into their songs rather than just singing in Japanese. And most of the time it works, and I don't know if they're doing it just for flow's sake of the song, which it works a lot of the times, or if it's for like a mass appeal kind of thing. Hell, I remember at one point there was a band that I listened to where I don't even know how many albums they did it for. I think maybe 2 albums or so, where they would release the album in Japanese and English. So they had 2 separate versions for it. I think One OK Rock did that one time. And then they kind of just stuck with like kind of doing a hybrid, like mostly English, but then with some Japanese. Honestly, for me personally, when it comes to music, I don't care what language you're singing in. Like, it's music. You can get the flow of the song. It's like nobody's mistaken a fucking, like, death metal song just because they didn't understand the lyrics, you know what I mean? Like, no, you know the vibe. Oh. Oh, we're going down. Nice. Nice, thanks. I will look into some of those. Wow, this is actually rare. I don't think I've heard of any of them on your list. Usually I hear of at least 2 or 3 when people recommend me stuff. I don't think I have. I might have. I'm definitely someone who, like, puts on, like, best 2023 rock or metal playlists and just let it go, so I might have heard one of them in background, but none of the names are really jumping out to me. I will look into them. Thank you. Actually, there's not too many animes that are very grounded. You know what I mean? Where it's like, this could have been just a live-action drama, and nobody would have been like, what? But Beck's super solid. Do you know about this? Like, it's not directly tied to it, but there's a band. They do the opening, and their journey is vaguely similar to Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad. Beat Crusaders was their name. They were a really big band in Japan, and in their early days, they went to America to try to make it big there, but instead they ended up becoming hella popular in Japan. It's like almost like the inverse of Beck at some point. And Beat Crusaders actually did the opening for Bleach at one point. When they go to Waco Mundo. One of the Waco Mundo openings they did. I'm trying to think of what... they did some other anime ones, but... Dude, those guys were awesome. Unfortunately, they ended the band quite a while ago. Although, I do need to say, they did an album where they did nothing but cover songs. They have a great cover of Dancing Queen from ABBA. Which is like, wow, really?
Curved wood must be bent again to reach straightness, and finding truth from exaggerations and lies takes a knack.
Oh, yeah. I've been listening to some Rage Against the Machine recently. Picked them back up recently and started listening to some of their old... Honestly, I don't think I've listened to their newest album, even though that's like quite a few years old at this point. But like their latest album, I don't think I've ever actually listened to that one yet. Okay, important question. Dub or sub? Because they did do the music in English, and like most dubs, some of them really miss, while others, some of the songs actually sound pretty good in English. Mainly the slower stuff. Like, what's that one? The Moon? The Moon song sounds nice in English. So did I. I also... I watched it in English, and then I tried to find the music, and then most of the music I found was the Japanese recorded version, which is still nice. Except they tried to sing in English at parts, and the Japanese accent was thick on some of the songs when they were trying to sing in English, so it's like, I'd say the English versions of a lot of the songs are pretty good. Yeah. And then they did a live-action movie, too, which I thought was actually pretty solid. I mean, it's a pretty grounded story, so it lends itself to do a live-action. Unlike some other random bullshit like fucking Full Metal Alchemist, which, God, they tried. They tried so hard with that live-action. Oh yeah, and apparently they also released some casting for Season 2 of One Piece. So you can kind of get a grip of, like, how far into this story they're trying to get with Season 2, based on what some of the open casting calls that they put out were. So, we'll see how that goes. I honestly don't know. I feel mixed about the One Piece live action. I know a lot of people really liked it. I thought it was fine.
Who cares what you think?
It's just the usual thing of, like, cool, you have, like, what, 8 episodes? Let's compact 50 episodes into those 8. Like, it's always gonna suck. And a lot of people really got the shaft in terms of emotional high beats. Really? I thought all of them did fine. I do think they did Usopp dirty. I do think they took out a lot of his stuff. There was one of the other streamers I watch. He actually had the creator of One Piece on. Or not the creator of One Piece, sorry. Not Oda. Like the head guy who's doing the One Piece live action on Netflix. And he said apparently they shot some more stuff with the Fishmen fights, but they couldn't get it in. Including, like, Usopp. Like, his fight was, like, much more of a thing originally, but they couldn't do it. And it's like, why? You're Netflix. You're, like, there is no set amount of time each episode has to be, okay? If you wanted to make one episode 40 minutes and the next episode an hour and a half, you can. No one's making you do these fucking things, dude. It's Netflix. You're allowed to do whatever. So it's, like, stupid when they're trying to follow, like, this rigid format. It's lame. Nami was okay. I feel like all of the actors had good and bad moments, but at the same time, that could just be the editing, too. That's always something you need to keep in mind. Like, bad editing can make a really good actor seem completely incompetent.
Crosstalk Comedy 101. Swindling and cheating.
Oh yeah, by the way, the guy that plays Zoro in there, in the live action, he actually, like, I think it was just before One Piece, did a Saint Seiya, also known as Knights of the Zodiac, live action movie with Sean Bean. And I'm like, holy shit! I didn't hear anything about this. And then I just saw it on Netflix, and I'm like, oh, god damn. I still need to watch it. I still need to catch up. I did the classic thing. I caught up with One Piece, and then they went to the new island, and then I kind of fell off. And I haven't watched, like, the last, I think, 5 or 6 episodes. And it's like, I'm 1,000 episodes deep, alright? I'm gonna take it slow. Okay, this was kind of like a hard turn from what we were doing before. Like, before it was like, hey, do these mini games. And then out of nowhere, it's like, hey, spend like 20 minutes talking to these dudes over here. Like, okay. Nami's always a weird character. where it's just like not even in like the terms of like her fighting people and stuff. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like, it always feels awkward whenever they have her in a fight because she's like the navigator. I never really seen her as a fighter, despite her being in multiple fights throughout the series. I don't know. I feel like she could be a badass in ways that are like not related to being in fights. You know what I mean? Kind of like how they... Oh, Chopper. Chopper's a weird exception because he has like that fucking beast form, which is dope. But it's like, I feel like they need to give Chopper a better arc soon. Because he has been shafted for so long. I mean, even the time skip arc for him was like nothing. The last time Chopper was interesting was the time he revealed that he had that beast form. Back at Water 7. It's been a decade. Oda, for the love of God. Even when he's like saving people's lives with his medical skills, it's still like... Okay. They kind of just breeze past it because they don't want to get into like the medical jargon. They don't want to turn it into like a fucking episode of House or something. And it's like, yeah, I get that, but like there's got to be an interesting way to make Chopper's skills seem fascinating, because it feels like they just never are. It's like, oh no, someone's hurt and or poisoned. Let me fix that. And then he does it all off screen. And it's like, there you go. It's like, bud, I can't wait to see what the fuck they're gonna do with Chopper in the live action. I'm assuming he's got to be CGI. Like, but then they're probably gonna do the same thing they did with like Appa and Momo in Last Airbender, where it's like, cool, you're here for a scene. See you in 2 episodes. Hang on, how do I have a blister on my pinky? Ow. Alright, we got a third, Oh wait, can I not cross? I can't cross the streams, guys! Oh, shiz. Oh, that is not optimal at all. Yeah. Dude, I still need to watch Detective Pikachu. That's the thing that came out, and I think it did very well, and they still haven't done a follow-up to it. It's like, why not? I mean, hell, they're making a sequel Detective Pikachu game, for Christ's sake. Or they already have, and they're making another one. I need to get back into Japanese music. I've really fallen out. Hell, Asian Kung Fu Generation probably already released like 5 albums since the last time I looked into them. Okay, question for you. You clearly watch anime, obviously. I mean, deep cuts with fucking Beck. Full Metal Alchemist, the original anime, or Brotherhood? Which one did you watch, or both? Because everyone and their mother always says, watch Brotherhood, it's great. And I agree, it is. But I would argue that the original actually has a lot of really interesting stuff in it that most people never really talk about or bring up. Even though I think there's some pretty interesting shit in the original animation that's unique to the original animation. Brotherhood? Have you ever seen the first series from the 2000s?
There's still more work to do on the Arumali Revival project. Let's give it our all. Regardless of the IPC's wishes, positive changes need to be made to Arumali.
Okay. Was it the pacing of it? Because I agree, the original series, it is slower. Obviously, the animation is worse because it's older. However, they do some more side tangent stuff, which connects back later. And also, the original anime was being made at the same time the manga was, so it gets to a point where the story goes off in an original direction. And I will argue to the day I die that a lot of this stuff they introduced in the original part, in the later half of the series, is actually better than what they did in Brotherhood. For example, Father, not a character at all in the original series. Completely different thing going on. How the homunculus work and who the final two homunculus are, Sloth and Wrath, completely different characters. And I don't mean their personalities are different. I mean, literally, they are physically different people in every way, shape, and form. And it's tied back to, like, the main characters in a way more meaningful way. It has, like, a lot more impact than here's Sloth, who's just giant, mindless muscle guy. Like, it's super dope. Like, I highly recommend. Like, it goes all the way up to Greed, where the Elric brothers fight Greed underground, and then it goes off in a completely different direction, completely unique to the show. Let's just say Rose from why did I put that there? Not Ishval. Rose from the whole arc with the priest and Leto, which is like the first arc, and it's super slow in the original series, and you get through it in like a episode in Brotherhood, which makes the original series feel even slower. She actually comes back and plays a major role in the story because of what happens to her country, or what happens to her city. And it's like some real crazy shit happens in the later seasons, including like Scar teaming up with the Elric brothers in a very unique way. It gets crazy, man. Like, no spoilers, but I highly recommend anyone who likes Fullmetal Alchemist to, like, watch the original series, because there's a lot of interesting stuff in there, despite it being slower paced, especially like the first 2 or 3 episodes. I'd say it's probably the hardest to get through, just because it gets mirrored exactly in Brotherhood, and they do it way faster in Brotherhood. You started from the manga? Yeah, that's why I suggest, whether you read the manga or if you watched Brotherhood, that's why I always suggest watching the original animation, just because it's like, it's a cool, like, bonus world thing. Like, the god character, different. The way that the doors work is actually significantly different. And the whole series finishes off with a movie, which I think is really fucking cool, because it completely recontextualizes what the hell the Door of Truth is and how it gets its power and, like, all that stuff. So it's like, if you like the base lore of Fullmetal Alchemist, you'll, like, love the cool shit that they do. Soul Eater. Oh my god. It's been a minute. I know that they made a more recent version of Soul Eater. I still have not watched that one. I've only seen the OG. Okay, wait. Why is this not getting placed? It's the right item. Alright. Yeah, I've never read... Like, Soul Eater has a manga, right? I've, like, never really seen the manga around anywhere for it. Not a suitable place to put it. Okay. So you can put it on top of a box, but not on top of the table. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember what the spin-off was. I remember it have like 2 main characters and they were both girls or something. I saw it a while ago. I don't know. Soul Eater was a weird one where stylistically I thought it looked super cool, but unfortunately I just could not vibe with any of the characters at the time. Except for fucking Excalibur, the meme lord incarnate. You fool! Oh. Dude, such a fucking griefer. Interesting. And it's 3 chairs. And I can't stack them on top. Really hitting back doesn't erase the thing that's like up there? I don't know if you can stack the chairs on top of anything. Huh. Because it's just like you're trying to figure out what stacks on top of what, like minimum. Nice. Like 70 gigs. Yeah, that's not even that much really anymore. Okay, we got 3 chairs. I need to figure out what, like, those crates take up all of the bottom slots, and the chairs can't be unstacked on top of those, and the crates can't stack on top of each other. So how the hell are you supposed to do this? Okay, well, what do you have to say, bud? What? Okay, I'm seriously not understanding what their logic behind this stacking system is. Why does adding a rug to the top of it change it? Oh, is it because it's... Oh, on top of the... Oh, I got it. Okay, I'm an idiot. These tabs. Wait, no, that doesn't even make sense. So on top of each item, there's a green diamond and a yellow diamond. And those diamonds... It matters what the thing is being stacked on top of it is. Got it. That's why they wouldn't stack on top of the chests, but the carpets have a yellow diamond. That's what the chairs can stack on. I guess. I don't know how that was a select, because I just hit R3, but okay. Wanted. Then carpets for some reason. Carpets are in. They have everything. Fabric. Patterns. Left on your tootsies. Everything you want in a carpet. I need to look. What are some anime that are coming out right now? Usual, I'm just waiting to start any anime and finish up for the season so I can it, but what's going on right now? Oh, dude, there was one that I watched that was super cool. It was kind of like Indonesian / Indian themed. Unfortunately, the style of the show was awesome, but the overall story wasn't that great. But stylistically, it was cool, and the music was very awesome. Ooh. Windbreakers, which completely separate from the article of clothing, is supposed to be, I think, a high school fighter, which looks pretty good. Slime Season 3, which I don't know. Season 2 kind of lost me. Whenever they do like an isekai and it's like, oh, I'm gonna set up my own village, it's like, cool. And then Season 2, it's like, here's all the boring parts of me setting up my own village. It's like, oh, no thanks. Oh my god, that show. God damn. That show came out like 10 years ago and it's finally getting Season 3. And I still cannot pronounce the name of it properly. What else is there? Just like a lot of like second season stuff. Ice Speed looks interesting. It looks kind of like a not fantasy, like a sci-fi race kind of thing, where it's like in the future, where cars go like 300 miles an hour. That looks like that could be interesting. Laid Back Camp, Season 3 is coming out. I watched Season 2. I don't know what the hell is up with anime. Like, a lot of anime, Season 2 always seems to be kind of, like, mid across the board. They should be. Like, I need to read the manga on that. Because I liked the show, but then it just, like, they didn't make any more of it, and I'm like, okay. Data Alive is getting a Season 5. Fuck, Data Alive is a weird anime series that starts and stops, and I have watched multiple seasons of it multiple times, and I can still never remember what the fuck the thing is about. No matter how many times I watch that show. But it's getting Season 5. I always forget it. Every single time. Tsukimichi Moonlight. Season 2 is still going. Konosuba. Dude, I can't wait till Konosuba's fully out. I can't wait to watch that. Season 3 is coming out. Episode 3 just dropped. I can't wait. I love that show. Good comedy. Dude, good comedy can transcend language barriers, right? I've watched plenty of anime in Japanese, and good comedy still lands, all right? Language barrier, be damned. Yeah, honestly, there's not too much this season that looks super good. Really standing out. It's like a lot of like second or third seasons to stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I only watched the English dub of that one too. Honestly, I try, like, if I can watch it in English, I'll do it. I'll only watch it in Japanese if that's the only way, or I'm just, like, super into it. Like, I watch up to the, like, if I watch up to, like, Season 6 or whatever in English, and then the rest of the series is in Japanese and they haven't, like, dubbed it yet, I'll just shotgun it through the Japanese. But it's usually, like, a lot of the time with my anime, it's usually I put it on while I'm doing something else a lot of the times. So just, English is just more convenient. It was really convenient for One Piece. That fucking 1,000 episode slog to get through. Holy shit. And of course, I'm already in, like, the 900s when I hear about One Piece, and I'm like, God damn it. That could have saved me so much time. Let me just go to my anime list and see. They'll have the full thing of what the seasonal anime is. Which, by the way, are they going to make another season of Food Wars? Because, like, they made a lot. They made a lot of that in manga form. And they only did, like, 2 seasons of that. It's like, I like when they do, like, weird whatever shit. Oh, Kaiju 8-Gon. Which, you know, as the name suggests, Kaiju, giant monster. That's supposed to be super fucking sick. It's only 12 episodes. miHoYo just kicked up and started. I still need to... I think I dropped off at the halfway point in Season 5. So I still need to catch up with miHoYo. Sentai Daishikaku, which is an awesome series. I found the manga a few months ago, started reading it, and then I found out they were making an anime of it, and I'm like, "And let's go!" If you don't know, Sentai, a lot of people might know that phrase when it comes to, like, Power Rangers, and it's kind of like that. It's like, if you don't know what the show is... Well, wait, it's being put out by Disney Plus? What? When it says streaming services, apparently I could watch it on Disney Plus. I don't know. What? Okay. Sentai Daishikaku is basically, if you've ever seen The Boys and their take on, like, superheroes, it's basically that for, like, Power Rangers, where shit gets fucked up. Oh yeah, and I also found out,
wishes, positive changes need to be made to Arum Alley.
I hate when they do that. They'll have a random burst of, like, dialogue. That's none of what you just... Like, that's none of the typed font below. I also looked forward what the summer list of anime is that's announced. And that's where we're getting Isekai Suicide Squad, baby! It's gonna come out in July. And apparently Fairy Tail's coming back, too. Which... Fairy Tail is a very weird anime for me. Because I have watched almost all of it, but I do not like that show at all. I don't know why I keep watching it. It's like Pokemon. So there are two things that I did when I graduated from high school. For no reason other than I guess I hate myself. One, I sat down and said, you know what? I've always seen Simpsons around, but I've never actually sat down and watched the show. So I sat down and marathoned 25 seasons of The Simpsons, basically. And now I stay up to date with The Simpsons. I also did the same thing with Pokemon. Where it's like, you know, I watched Pokemon when I was a kid, but I never stayed up to date with it. So I started from the first episode and watched all the way up to when they went to, like, Hawaii and, like, did that season. And, watched all of that. So, like, the final season with Ash, I still need to watch, as well as the new one with the new characters. Why? I don't know why I do these things. I'm not heavily invested in Pokemon. I'd say I barely like it, but for some reason, I just do it. Oh, whoa, okay. I was flipping through some stuff, and something looked vaguely like the same art style as Code Geass, and I'm like, oh, what's this? And it's like, no, it's something else. Okay. Code Geass is one of those series where whenever they make a sequel to it, it's like, get hyped, let's go. It's like Digimon and fucking Code Geass get me every time. I still need to watch the remake of Digimon. They remade the original series, and like they changed up some stuff, and I need to watch it. But unfortunately, they did something stupid where it's like, oh, you remember the Digimon movie that was super cool and influential in the late 90s, right? Yeah, we're gonna kind of like cram that into the first episode of the reboot of the original series that we're making. And it's gonna be way less impactful and way less interesting, but also kind of give away the coolest Digimon in the entire series right away, and then you'll probably never see him for many, 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 many episodes. Why? Because we can, I guess? Question mark? Oh, shit. Inikuma? There was like a wrestling anime in the 90s that was like a comedy one that was like crazy and wacky, where people would have like luchador masks on and crazy costumes. It's all about wrestling is life. Apparently they're either remaking that or making a sequel series to it. God, everything's just circling back around. Take on Ashura. Season 2 Part 2 is coming out too. That's gonna be awesome. As well as the cross between Ashura and Baki. Nobody asked for it, except I'm fucking hyped for it. I love both of those series. Muscle men fighting. Breaking some bones. Whooping some ass. I'm always down. I'm sorry, I'm like not even playing the games at this point. Jesus Christ, I'm so distracted by shit.
Sales reps are telling the shops to stay open for at least 8 hours a day.
Eden Zero, I watched like the first 5 episodes, and I actually thought that was interesting. I actually really liked that. And I need to hop back in and watch it. I think 2 seasons of that are out. I don't know what's up with it. If they're putting out more or what, but I need to watch that. I actually really liked it. It's weird. The guy that made those shows made Rave Master, which that came out at a time where English dubbing was like for kids and was fucking terrible. So that one's super hard to get through. Fairy Tail came out, and concepts in it are cool, but then the overwhelmingly mass amount of it I just find uninteresting, but I keep watching it for some reason. But then like Eden Zero seems super cool and fun. Like I said, I watched I think the first 5 episodes, and then I like put it on the back burner and then never circled back to it. Okay, it's like I'm trying to do these things and just like do the puzzle stuff, but they just keep pushing me on to like talking side quest stuff. Bro. Okay, we got more of those. Where do we... And then I don't even know what's the point of having this mode, because this mode only pops up specifically when we talk to the person and get it unlocked. You don't have to come back here and redo the path. Shenmue? I've never played... I need to watch the Shenmue anime. I've never played the games, but I do know a lot of people liked it. And I do know the third one was... something. Oh yeah, Black Butler's finally coming back for a 3rd season where he's going to school. That... If you've never watched Black Butler, the best way I could describe it is that it is the most Victorian... It's like the single most gayest Victorian-themed show I have ever watched. And when I say gay, I mean... just, like, it is very unsubtle. Although Season 2 did have one of my favorite bands of all time do the opening song, Shudder by the Gazette. Which, honestly, unfortunately, I say Shudder's one of their weakest songs. But the Gazette fucking kick ass. Great metal band. Look into them if you haven't. They do fantastic live shows. It is one of my favorite bands of all times. Yeah. Yeah. Like the butler and the little boy. If you've never watched it, spoilers for like the first episode. The butler's basically a fucking demon. And it's basically a bunch of rich boy... Well, a bunch. There's like 2. Little rich boy twinks with their hottie butlers that have like demon powers, and like their butlers fight. Navigate me. Oh. We're like 2 hours into this and they still have tutorial stuff popping up, bro. Come on. The person who ordered this set is gonna get a bit of a surprise. But to Chris Hansen them. You thought you were ordering furniture, but instead, you got me. Do you know what you ordered just was made in a sweatshop? Like Chris Hansen version, except for like Chinese mail order goods via like made in sweatshops to shame the people that ordered them. Like, what the fuck is... Okay, achieve an order of 2002. Okay, we already hit our limit on that. Okay, I think green diamonds need to be stacked on... Oh, okay, yeah, I got it. Green diamonds need to be stacked on top of green diamonds, yellow diamonds on top of yellow, okay. And the buns cost the most. Gotta get them buns in there. Exactly. It's a very, it's the best way to describe that show. It's like, what is it? Yaoi? Is that the one? I always get the names mixed up. Or is it Yuri? One's lesbian, one's like gay. I can't remember which one's which. I think it's Yuri. Yao, or is it Yaoi? Fuck. Anyway, it's basically those, like, the light versions of those novels is what Black Butler is. And it's like, does this count as an anime, or is this more hentai? It's anime, but it's like for the person who likes edging, where it's like, it's very, it implies a lot of things. I find it just funny. Because they kind of just like, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to describe it. Because the main boy is very clearly a twink, but he's always like, no, what are you doing? Stop. Weird. It's funny. It's sus. Yes, it's very sus. It's basically like this little rich boy. He's like, why is everything so sus around me all the time? It's like, bro. Stop putting yourselves in these situations, and then this weird shit wouldn't keep happening. It's kind of like people that were just writing, like, homoerotic fan fiction for Victorian era stuff. And then that just kind of like, someone found it and like took it to a spot. It's like, yeah, well, this has a massive fan base with women, and I think we should turn it into a manga. Okay, sounds great. We'll do it. Really? Well, okay, we're gonna make it into a manga. What's that? The manga's selling really well. Well, I guess we just have to make it into an anime then. Yeah, I guess we should. Oh, really? You're gonna let us make this into an anime? Okay, then I guess this is happening. It's like a thing that just keeps failing upward, and people look at it like, how does this keep happening? Like the whole thing with what was the Twilight one? The spin-off. It's not a spin-off. Like the Twilight that's like more erotic. What was it? Shades of Grey or something? 50 Shades of Grey. It's like, really? That's it? And it just kept escalating from fan fiction to book to movie, and it's just like, how does this keep getting more successful? There's like nothing, like no part of this says this should be this successful, but for some reason it just keeps growing. It's kind of like that. I don't know. I don't think I've ever ran into someone who's like a hardcore Black Butler like fan. Other than just like, the boys are cute kind of fan. Where it's like, oh no, I'm super into the story. It's very enthralling. It's like, I don't think I've met anyone that said that about that series. Ever.
There's still more work to do on the Arumali River, solving merchants' problems and earning their trust. That's what any good merchant guild should do.
Okay, so this is like, I thought this was going to be like a full side quest thing with just some minigame elements, but this is just like a full-on like minigame system like the museum on the other planet is. So, yeah. Oh yeah, whatever happened with the McDonald's? The other month, McDonald's did that whole anime push thing. I can't remember. Did they ever actually release an anime which correlated with that? Which, by the way, whoever thought of doing that marketing ploy is a fucking genius. Because first of all, the little anime commercials that they did a while ago, the very wholesome ones, those ones were cool. And for them to take it up a whole nother one and do the whole McDonald's thing was like, oh my god, you just made something that was just like a fun internet thing from Japan and just made it into an international, oh, this is fucking awesome. I love when brands just like lean into it. Like when KFC released a dating sim. It's like, oh, fuck yeah. I'm the type of weirdo that's like, all right, KFC dating sim, I'm in. Let's see. Why not? Let's get fucking weird. Well, I don't think it was a dating sim. I think technically it was a relationship sim because it wasn't actually like... I guess it depends on your definition of dating sim. Usually whenever I think of dating sim, it goes a lot further. Rather than like a visual novel kind of thing. Okay, we got some buns. Got some hot buns. How? How? There we go. I have become the master of stacking! Those years of Tetris have paid off. I still need to play Tetris Effect. I love the song that they made for that game. I need to play Tetris Effect still. Am I good at Tetris? I honestly don't know. I play it occasionally. It was like one of my 3 games I had for Game Boy. And I mean OG Game Boy from 90s. I had Tetris, Galaga, and then Pokemon Yellow. And I played the shit out of that. For like the first 3 zones, and then I'd give up and then restart. Because I was a child and did not know how to play Pokemon. And also did not have internet, so... And if you ever look into like what specialty items certain countries have at McDonald's, you will get pissed when you realize, wow, America really gets screwed over when it comes to like specialty items for McDonald's. You know in Thailand, McDonald's has fried chicken, right? Like, what the fuck? Why don't we get that? No, that doesn't work, huh? Does not work. Okay. Very few things have green on bottom. Oh, I'm an idiot. We only need 3 of those large chests. I thought we needed 3. God dang it. I keep hitting the wrong button to try to go. Okay, we only need 2 of those, and we need 4 of these. Oh, God. The button layout for this is weirdly confusing to me. Where, like, none of it flows in the way I think it should, in terms of what buttons you press for what. I am the master of stacking and packing. And Mushoku Tensou, Season 2, Part 2 is coming out. Tensou? Tenshi. God damn it. I was close. Season 2, Part 1 was really fucking... Like, half of it was good, and then the second half... Like, half of the story was good, and then the other half of the story was very fucking stupid. Season 1 was awesome. So I'm sticking with it. Which is like an isekai magic type thing. What else is going on? Oh shit, yeah, there's that. Aichu Otomo to Amikukashi? Amikakushi? Amikakushi? Anyway, new detective show coming out. Anime. So, 12 episodes. Very excited about that. I always love detective shows. It's a murder mysteries, baby! Still need to work on catching up in Conan. I'm only in, like, the 300s episodes. Out of the 1,000. Yeah, case closed. One of the few shows that outdoes One Piece in terms of episode count. Right next to Shin-chan. Which I will never commit to watching that show. And then also apparently there's some Chinese anime which actually has like 100-odd episodes in them, and I'm like, what? What are these? Oh, whoa, hello, what are you? Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that one because that's in Chinese and I am nowhere near confident for that. Oh yeah, and Blue Lock, I wonder when season 2 is coming out for that. Blue Lock's interesting. I mean, like, it's a sports anime. They do the usual thing where it's like they overly explain the sport as well as overly emphasize the moves, which makes it cool. Except they do an interesting thing because most anime sports shows, it's those two components plus the whole hyper focus on a character and their backstory and how we can work as a team, guys. For example, I've gotten to Formula One. Why? Because of the documentary series on Netflix that actually follows the drivers around and you get to know the drivers as people. I like to be invested in my characters. Except Blue Lock does it in a way where it's like, oh no, we're all like kind of against each other here, bud. So that makes it, you know, much more interesting than we need to work as a team. Which it is still like we kind of need to work as a team, but still like everyone's out for themselves. It makes it a lot more hostile dynamic than most sports anime. So it's like, okay, that's cool. Honestly, when I heard the name Blue Lock, I immediately just thought, oh, what is this going to become some sort of like death game? And then I just realized, oh no, people just are like super into soccer and like them losing at this is basically them giving up on life if they lose. Drama queens. Which ones? Honestly, I give any anime a shot, really. Except for the magical girl animes. That's my line. That's like the territory I do not go into unless there's a very specific reason. Like Powerpuff Girls Z is an anime and it is dubbed in English. And I thought it was cool, and I really think Cartoon Network needs to lean into that.
Something to tell you. We achieved our revenue goal for this
Oh, dude, I
quarter.
think I watched that one.
This is all thanks to you two.
Hold on, let me look it up. It sounds familiar.
The Merchant Guild
Is that the ping pong one?
promises that we will use the money where it is meant to be spent.
Oh, no. Sorry. Pedal. For some reason, my mind read paddle, not pedal. And I was thinking of the ping pong one, which was dope. But okay, that one, I actually started that one. I started and I made it like halfway through the first season. I still need to go back and finish that up. Yeah. I used to live in a small town, so I'd bike everywhere, and I was like, haha, biking anime, that's for me, but I will never wear bike shorts. So I can't relate to these people whatsoever. Oh shit, wait, did they make a live action version of this? I think they did. I'm seeing a live action image. Let's see here. This just for a commercial? Film review. Pedal up the road. 2020. Okay. Hold on, let me investigate this. They might have made a live action movie of this in 2020. They did. Okay, well, there you go. I've really fallen off the bat at following the live-action adaptations of anime. Like, let's face it. Japan peaked when they made the Rurouni Kenshin live-action series. Everything after that is kind of trash. Prince of Tennis. Dude, I'm actually watching Prince of Tennis right now. I just found out they finished dubbing that. I started that a long time ago. Like, when Toonami was still on TV in the 2000s. And they stopped at like episode 90 or something. And I just found like 2 weeks ago that, oh no, they dubbed the rest of the series. I personally just could never find it anywhere. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to finish watching that. So I'm up to like episode 120 right now out of like 170. And guess what? Not much has really happened. It's literally, cool, we finished this tournament arc. Now we're going to train for like the next 30 to 40 episodes for another tournament. I'm like, okay, cool. Do any of you get any new cool moves or cool trick shots? Yeah, here's my trick shot. Wow, that looks exactly the same. What's different? It's slightly faster. It's like, oh, fuck you. I just wasted watching you train for like 10 episodes. And what you get out of it is the same animation for the same shot. But everyone in their mind is like, oh, it's so much faster. Oh, fuck you. I know they made a sequel series to Prince of Tennis. I am also going to probably watch that, because that was also dubbed into... And whenever there's a series that's like over 100 episodes, I'm like, please, for the love of God, let it be an English dub.
In order to reward
Although very
you,
rarely...
Shang, for your long hours of work, the Merchant Guild has ordered some gourmet snacks from Tall Auntie, so you can rest for a bit and prepare for the revival of Arum Alley.
Very rarely will there be an anime that's over 100 episodes that is not dubbed into English nowadays. There's only one more modern anime that's been over 100 episodes that they started dubbing and just stopped, and it blew my mind when they did. Toriko. Do you remember that? If you do not, I am not surprised. Because they did a shit job advertising it in the... Because I don't know if it was made by Akira Toriyama, but it was very much inspired by like Dragon Ball Z. And Toriko was basically, let's have a fun adventure, except the main point is us to like go out into the woods or into the ocean or whatever. We'll find these cool, strange animals. We're gonna kill them, and then we're gonna make delicious food out of them. And when we eat it, we are going to gain power and strength from it. And there's like a guy who like, he eats a bunch of poisonous food, and like he hunts down a bunch of poisonous animals. Because when he eats them, he gains immunity to their poison. And it's just like a lot of, it's like trying to combine like a Dragon Ball Z like fight shonen anime with like Food Wars, and they combine it together to make Toriko. And unfortunately, they only dubbed like the first like I think 70 episodes, and then they just stopped dubbing it. And it's actually one of the, like, when it was coming out, it was one of the big shonen series. It was up there with like One Piece. It's like what was it? Hell, they even did crossovers. You know how sometimes Shonen Jump does like a crossover episode where it's like, here's like Luffy meeting Goku. They did those with Luffy, Goku, and Toriko. That's how big that was in Japan, where he was up there with those two characters. but it never caught on in America. Kind of like Hitman Reborn
Miss Secretary asked me to prepare
was like
some
a big thing
refreshments
in
for you
Japan,
later.
but
Make yourselves
never
comfortable.
hit in America
I'll
at
be
all.
out shortly.
And a lot of people don't even know what that show is. I've watched the whole thing, and I gotta say, yeah, it's pretty mid. Concepts are cool. That's a pretty mid show. And now I'm getting the hiccups because of my Mountain Dew. Talking about Toriko. Whether or not you heard of that show. How, like, it was really big, where, like I said, it did a crossover with Luffy and Goku, and, like, all three of them would meet, and they'd do, like, a little mock battle thing that Shonen Jump would release, like, a 30-minute animated special for that. And it's like, that's an anime that started getting dubbed in English, and then they just stopped, and then nobody remembers it. Like, if you Google it, you'll probably be like, oh, I think I've seen that guy in, like, some shonen stuff. It's weird, because it was big in Japan, but when it ended in Japan, it, like, disappeared off the face of the earth, and it never really gets referenced or shows anywhere. Yeah. Where it's, like, an action-adventure / cooking show, which is, like, a weird combo, but cool. I guess. Like, you don't really get to see it. It was decent. Like I said, it was, like, one of the big three for, like, a short period of time.
Dumplings and steamed buns. The buns are huge. Just a few and you...
Yeah. Well, it's because they're, like, non-canon, like, for the fans. Like, what if Goku fought Luffy? I don't even know if they do those anymore. They did those in the 2000s, and I think maybe one in, like, 2012, but I don't think they do those anymore. Because, yeah, like, Luffy meets Naruto meets Goku.
Everyone is asking this IPC goon for an explanation.
Calling someone an IPC goon isn't very becoming of a Cloud Knight now, is it? I'm not here today as a representative
Yeah, I
of
know.
the IPC. I'm just a tourist. You could just call me Scott.
I'm well aware. America has a lot of things legal in it, in terms of food, that it should not be. Here's a fun fact that I learned. Lead. You know, the thing that's bad for human beings. There's a minimum level that's acceptable of lead in your food. And here's an even scarier fact. In some states in the US, they don't even have that minimal level as, like, a law. So technically, you don't even have to meet those requirements if you're in that state. What the f is happening in this country? Can we not agree the thing that can kill you should probably have a minimal level across the board? If not, just straight up be banned? Like, things like, what is it? There's, like, the yellow dye and the red food dye that we use in a lot of, like, foods and candies and stuff. Straight up illegal in most countries. And it's like, guess what? I don't need my Code Red Mountain Dew to be fucking bright red. As long as the flavor's there, I'll drink it. But let's be fair, Mountain Dew is extremely unhealthy. I should not be drinking it in the first place, and I do not endorse anyone to drink it. But I am just human, alright? And I have issues, and I cope with unhealthy eating habits, okay?
You see, this gentleman understands etiquette. Can a man come here to deliver a package without being surrounded?
There's something wrong with the stuff this guy is shipping. It's causing damage to other people's goods, and our dock here is liable for the compensation.
I make my own orange juice. Built a tree in the ground. I just walk out there, grab an orange, and squeeze real hard. Okay, here's the thing. This is a thing that I've always found fascinating. Certain parts of the US will put ice in certain drinks that I will never see anywhere else in the country. For example, for my entire life, orange juice, breakfast drink. Cool. I took a trip to like a few states over, ordered orange juice. Regular diner restaurant. comes back orange juice, but with ice in it. I'm like, I don't know why I've never thought of that before. But like where I lived, no one ever did that. But for some reason in the state I was in, that's the thing they do. And I'm like, huh. Small differences like that I've never really realized until that moment. And my mind was blown.
Speak louder. I can't quite hear you. Is this how you treat guests in our room alley?
No, this is how I treat punk-ass
Let's open
bitches.
that package right here, right now. Then we'll see what he's hiding.
I'd be careful if I were you. If you damage my goods, you'll have to pay for them.
Yeah, some don't. Like a lot of places that I've personally been don't. I think it might be a more southern thing, possibly. I'm just saying that based on the state I went to was to the south of me, so. I don't know. But I started doing it after that because it's like, I like chewing on ice. It's a habit.
No need to make this difficult. Let's open it.
Alright, let's see what kind of contraband this sicko's got.
Let's check and see if there's anything suspicious.
These lampshades are illegal. Wait, what? Okay. Oh, hello! In all your breakfast drinks. Milk. Yeah, I don't know why I never thought about it. Like, this was, like, many, many years ago when this happened. Like, I was still, like, a kid, and I realized this, and I'm like, huh, I never thought of that. Wow, this is our first fight in, like, 2 hours. How did I do heal?
Let's make.
I have the complete wrong team to handle this situation. Ah, gamer posture. I spotted a bifida. It's acting up.
Let's go.
How many people?
Like we kill him. It's like, why did you attack me? I was just trying to get home to my wife and newborn baby from the war. Oh God, what did we do?
I can't quite hear you. Conclusive evidence? Deny? Here, look carefully. This old piece of junk doesn't even belong to me.
What?
If you don't believe me, just ask the dock workers.
If I may, he's telling the truth. This golden cloud toad does not belong to Mr. Scott.
Then why was the toad here in the first place?
Set up.
That's your problem, not mine. Now, let me ask you a question. My vase was almost smashed to pieces. What do you say about that?
It was an inside job. The CIA has set me up. It's an inside job. Or sorry, in this case it would be the ICP.
Oh, you wanted it to be broken? After making a big scene like that, don't you owe me an apology?
I guess we do.
Well, are you going to apologize or not?
Sorry, sir.
For this kind of barbarity, a single apology won't ever
Oh
be enough.
God, you're
Just
such
think of this
fuck.
as a practice round for later.
You're the type of asshole that goes to school and just like blatantly lies to everyone. Like, my dad works at Nintendo. Fuck you.
it were you, you wouldn't have fallen for his trap.
Sorry. I should have stepped in.
My mother always told me that as long as I honed my skills, I'd be able to deal with any situation. Seems I've still got honing to do.
Before the payment due date arrives, I'm going to teach you two how to fight. With
Oh,
words.
shit.
Follow me. We're going to see the president.
Alright. It's a slow. Gaming wise, I mean. Oh, yo! I'm Bird.
Miss Secretary said that you want to learn how to get the upper hand in an argument. Is that right?
I'm pretty sure I know how to do that. I just accused them of being a Nazi. Internet rules, right? Would you like ice with your OJ? What am I, some sort of Nazi? Of course I do. Like, wow, you kind of went from 0 to 1,000 instantly there, bud. So I learned how to argue via the internet. Either someone agrees with me or they're clearly completely diametrically opposed to life itself. You know, the most two farthest extremes humanly possible.
I'm no secretary, more of a messenger. The president is aware of recent events and is willing to pass on some simple negotiation skills to you. Rule 1. Prepare your ace card in advance. Just as Cloud Knights ready their weapons before entering battle, you should have your ace card ready before you walk up to the negotiating table. I will present you with a few items, and you need to examine them carefully.
My mind immediately jumped to, oh, you mean like your V card? And I'm like, oh wait, no, ace would stand for asexual. And I don't know why. It's just like having stupid internal monologue about dumb bullshit and then just coming to a realization of something that truly doesn't matter and taking you off guard of like, why the fuck did I even think about this in the first place? What the fuck is wrong with me? Alright.
This is the box that was opened earlier at the dock. The one containing the Golden Cloud Toad. The name and contact information of the sender were deliberately crossed out, but records from the Heron Express show that the sender is Ah Feng. Rule 2. Play your ace card at the right time. These documents can only be truly effective when your opponent reveals a weak spot. How about this? I've prepared a little practice exercise for you. Mr. Ah Feng, over here, please.
Are we about to go some fucking Phoenix Wright attorney at law?
What does the president have up their sleeve?
Objection!
I don't know anything. I don't have anything to say.
What? Okay, so apparently some random news. Hi-Fi Rush is getting review bombed for some reason. Oh, but in a good way. God damn it, IGN, stop debating people. So yeah, Hi-Fi Rush and the guys that made Redfall, those two studios are being shut down by Microsoft. But you know, fuck you on that one, Microsoft. We need to play Our ace card.
My name's Afang. I was the one who brought out the box containing the golden cloud toad.
I didn't see any boxes. Only the golden cloud toad.
If goods need to be inspected, we remove the packaging ahead of time. You wouldn't want to do all that work yourself, would you? My name's Afang. I was the one who brought out the box containing the golden cloud toad.
You mean this? Record?
Take a look at this.
This has nothing to do with the topic at hand. My name's
Okay,
Afang.
fine. I am so bad at this.
Take a look at this.
It's always the last thing I ever pick. God damn it. How am I so bad at multiple choice? It's fucking insane. Like in Genshin Impact, they did a detective thing where you had to do a line of questioning, but every line of questioning had like 4 different like parts to it. Except it was like super vague and you didn't really get like, oh, this pertains to what we're talking about. They just seemed like completely random bullshit. Until you learned like until you learned what the overall story was. Every single time, without fail, I would select every single one of them until I got to the last one, and it would be the right one on the final one every time. It's like, fucking, how am I so bad at multiple choice in these goddamn games?
This has nothing to do with the topic at hand. My name's
Wait,
Afang.
what?
I was the one. I was told to move something, and I did. I
Oh
had no
god, this is gonna be
knowledge of
so
the
much
presence of
worse.
an ingenium. This matter has nothing to do with me. I'm a dock worker after all. How could I conspire with the IPC? My name's Afang.
Why do you emphasize that this matter has nothing to do with you?
I just want to avoid any misunderstanding. In case anyone
Oh,
has
God.
it in their head that I intentionally misplaced an item.
I sense a hole in his logic.
I was told to move something, and I did. I'm a dock worker after all.
Does
Wait.
being a dock worker...
Everyone knows the IPC.
I sense a hole in his logic.
Oh, okay, so I think that's queuing us up.
My name's Afang. I was the one. I was told to move something, and I did. I had no knowledge of the presence of an ingenium. This matter has nothing to do with me.
Take a look at this.
This has nothing
Oh
to
my
do with
god,
the
why am I...
topic at hand.
Okay, they've made this even more
I was told to move
frustrating.
something, and I did. I'm a
Bro. Out of all the times where they have people doing speaking dialogue, it has to be the part that has to fucking repeatedly repeat itself.
my name's Afang. I was told to move something, and I did. I had no...
I think this has a lot to do with you.
Records from Heron Express show that this container was sent by a person named Afang. What do you have to say about that?
Wouldn't that show up on the record paper that I was trying to do before? Okay, whatever.
That must be some kind of mistake.
Okay, I get what you're trying to do here.
All right.
But still, it's like
already.
open enough into interpretation
The
where either
IPC
one
was
of those
worried that the
pieces
lease
could have
for the
been the
dock
right
would be paid
information.
off, so they had me move some things around. Is that so terrible? Is letting the IPC take over management of RM Alley such a bad thing?
Yes!
Besides, what's it to you if I make some extra money?
Mr. Afang, our goal at the Merchant Guild is to help make Arum Alley a better place for everyone. Why would you work against that?
What are you talking about?
Keep your heads in the sand if you like. But it's only a matter of time before RM Alley becomes another warehouse for the IPC.
That's still... Like, what is your argument here? That, oh, we're gonna lose anyway, so we might as well just give up? Or, like, what's the...
Even if you pay back the debt, where are you gonna get enough money to win the bid for RM Alley?
It seems that the truth has come out. Here is Mr. Afang's testimony. It may come in useful later.
The payment for the dock is ready now. If you're ready for the next round of negotiations, come and see me at the dock.
Right. That guy's gonna be sorry for everything he's done. Time we got a public apology.
Oh wait, she's actually a shop. I don't think I realized that last. Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to get to the shop part, lady. All right, there we go. Yo, I don't know what any of these things do. Wow, items that I'll never use. Gotta love it. You'll love to see it. Especially in a robust RPG with many tens of items.
The IPC representative has arrived, and I've called for Miss Quay from the Skyfaring Commission to act as a notary.
Remember, this is a war of words. Over to you.
Before we start, let's review the documents we have. Let's go. The notary from the Skyfaring Commission is already waiting for us.
Alright, we go.
On behalf of the Skyfaring Commission, I am here to preside over the leasing dispute between the IPC and the Arum Alley Merchant Guild.
Is there anything left to dispute? I'll cut to the chase. The Merchant Guild should have removed itself from Arum Alley a long time ago.
Couldn't the IPC choose a sane person to represent them?
Huh? Say that a little louder. I can't quite hear you.
At you.
I said the IPC should send someone else!
Goodness, there's no need to shout, little Miss Feisty. My ears are ringing. Huh, you should be saving your voice for your public apology. As the representative of the IPC, my presence in this negotiation is legal, reasonable, and sensible. Who do you plan on sending to the battlefield? A random Cloud Knight? That cowardly president who's afraid to even show their face? Or how about that kid who got dragged into this fiasco at the last minute, walking around like he owes someone 50 credits?
That's enough, Representative Scott. Please state the IPC's side of the case.
The IPC specially leased operations of the dock to our Room Alley Merchant Guild in the hopes of seeking common interest and development. But the Merchant Guild refused to cooperate with the major shops in our Room Alley, and the once prosperous dock is now desolate. The inefficient shipping and low volume of transactions at the Our Room Alley dock, which does not create any value at all, are clear evidence of poor management. Coupled with the Merchant Guild's inability to pay the rent, we believe the guild should voluntarily relinquish operating rights to the dock and pay additional compensation.
What makes you think we can't afford to pay the lease?
If you have the necessary funds, prove it. Coupled with the Merchant Guild's inability to pay the rent, we
Dock
believe the guild should
workers'
voluntarily
testimony.
relinquish operating rights to the dock and pay additional compensation. The IPC specially leased operations of the dock to our Room Alley Merchant Guild in the hopes of seeking common interest and development.
Why couldn't the IPC operate the dock from the beginning?
Oh, are you implying that the IPC was setting a trap for the Merchant Guild?
Yeah, kinda.
You're saying the IPC leased the dock to the Merchant Guild, who mismanaged it, in order to destroy the Merchant Guild's credibility?
That was definitely your plan all along.
Ah, so you admit the Merchant Guild mismanaged the dock?
This guy!
The IPC specially leased operations of the dock to our Room Alley Merchant Guild in the hopes of seeking common interest and development.
Okay, they're talking about their lease in it, so this is the lease.
Take a look at this.
Huh? What's this about? Get that out of here! The IPC specially leased operations of the dock but the Merchant Guild refused to cooperate with the major shops in Aurum Alley, and
The Merchant Guild has never refused to work with any shops in Aurum Alley.
Never refused? Then let me ask you, how many shops are currently in your logistics network?
3.
There will be a lot more later.
Later? How much later? For the Xianzhou, does later mean 500 years? Can the shop owners here wait that long?
10 years. 20 years. Psst. What should I say? Is 20 about right?
But the Merchant Guild refused to cooperate with the major shops in Aurum Alley, and the once prosperous dock is now desolate.
Okay, I'm not sure where the testimony will come in at, but we tried this on the first part that seemed, you know...
Take a look at this.
What's this about? The Merchant Guild, the inefficient shipping and low volume of transactions at the Aurum Alley dock, which does not create any value at all.
The dock has improved shipping efficiency, and transaction volume is increasing.
You guys didn't think that this transaction volume would be enough, did you? The shopkeepers in Aurum Alley aren't here to play house with you. We're all trying to turn a profit. The inefficient The dock has improved shipping. You guys
Right, that was my bad on that one.
in Aurum Alley, the inefficient shipping and low volume of transactions at the Aurum Alley dock, which does not create any value at all, are clear evidence.
Take a look at this.
What's this about?
God damn it!
Coupled with the Merchant Guild's inability. The IPC specially leased operations of the Merchant Guild refused to the inefficient shipping coupled with the Merchant Guild's inability to pay the rent. We believe the guild should voluntarily relinquish operating rights to the dock.
We've already paid back the lease.
These are the funds from Aurum Alley Merchant Guild. The guild has turned a profit and is able to pay back what it owes.
What? You already paid back the lease? How?
The documentation provided by Aurum Alley Merchant Guild is true and credible. And according to the lease contract between the two parties, the Merchant Guild still holds the rights to operate the dock. Next order of business. The Merchant Guild has accused Representative Scott of secretly sabotaging dock operations. Do you have anything to say about that?
Don't be so slanderous! Why would I stoop so low?
Take a look at this.
Oh my god, are you fucking... How does that not pertain to this conversation?
What do the frequent accidents at this dock have to do with me? Besides, I'm not even involved in shipping operations. How could I possibly buy off a dock worker? The absurdity!
We have the testimony of Afeng.
This testimony is concrete proof that you instructed him to sabotage shipments.
What? That little... Aren't the Xianzhou people always preaching about righteousness? Oh, I gave him all that money, and he sold me out in a heartbeat! Darn it!
The lease agreement was completely useless.
If the evidence presented is true, Mr. Scott, then this constitutes improper business practices, and the Skyfaring Commission will conduct a follow-up investigation.
How did this happen? How did the plan go awry?
Is a loop. Because of your jackassery and dipshittery.
Don't forget about our bet. You have to apologize in front of everyone.
What? Why should I apologize?
Because you use dirty tricks to trample all over the honest work of others. An apology alone won't be enough to fix the damage. If it were, I'd make you do it 1,000 times over. Consider yourself lucky it's just the once.
I hereby apologize to Aurum Alley. apologize to all the people of Aurum Alley. I'm a raving idiot howling into the wind.
Is that really necessary?
Make him bark! Make him bark!
That's right!
Enough! Woof, 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 woof! Ow!
Okay, this is getting weird.
What a clown show. This arbitration is hereby resolved.
Thanks to all of you, we managed to pull through the dock's debt crisis. Undoubtedly, yes. We should take advantage of the momentum to upgrade the Aurum Alley dock and increase its transaction volume. I'm preparing to upgrade inventory and logistics planning. The previously idle dock is now ready for use, so come see me when you have time. The dock crisis is over for now, but the rejuvenation of Aurum Alley has just begun. Thanks to your help, the lease was paid off and the dock capacity is increasing. I told the workers to clear out areas that weren't utilized and use them to store extra cargo. Now the dock can support collaboration with more businesses. Let's keep working together for the revival of Aurum Alley. It's fantastic. Many folks began lending the Merchant Guild a hand after you helped them out.
Alright, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so those are the little bird guys. I think we help. Oh, can we like move them around the map by talking to them now? And then that will adjust us, perhaps? Ooh, we got even bigger. Yay. Oh yay, as if I was not having troubles prior. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking good at using chairs on things, mostly ground. I fucked that storage container up with chairs. Wait, where am I? Oh, it's up. A lot of these are pretty straightforward until they're not.
There's been an unexpected change in plans. I've received word that the president has ordered me to stop all upgrades to the dock immediately. There's no way he couldn't know. I'm also confused. Let's go have a word with him. I sent a message to Sushang, telling her to meet up at Oldie's Depot.
Alright, I think we're gonna hold off. Yeah, this definitely took a less character focused route than I thought it was going to today. Oh yeah, shit, I forgot about this. We get it for signing in. Hell yeah. We already pulled our 5-star though, so it's like, you game victory. It's under mission. Oh yeah, I still never looked into this of like how to do like these side things. Have yet to pick. Oh wait, hello. Hold on. Side thingy? That leads into that. Oh, I thought it was like branching pathways kind of thing. But no, it's like additional side, like story for that planet. Oh, so these are like side quests that are like focused on this planet that I think are canon, but we didn't like really receive them like linearly. So this is story that we got bonus, but technically we got it after we left the planet. Oh, okay. I guess that's cool. That's a cool way to do that, I guess, to show like the event order. So it's like, yeah, these are canon, but they're not happening right now because the story is supposed to be linear. So we're like way down here in the main story. But then we can still come back here and do this and know that it's happening in this time frame. That's a pretty cool way to do it. Okay, that's cool. And we're only on the first block, too. We've done some stuff. And we're still in the first block. We still have 2 blocks left. And then also, yeah, all these side blocks. Cool. All right. Well, I think I am going to call it for today, guys. Honestly, we did not get too much done in the main story. Within the story here, I thought it was going to be a lot more like character and maybe more Taki-based stuff, or like, I don't know, character interaction stuff. But it really took like a hard turn into like a lot of tutorials and a lot of just running around talking to people. Unfortunately. But, hey, it looks like this will be a thing that maybe we'll come back and talk, like kind of like the museum on Urello, where it's going to be a thing. We're going to upgrade. We're probably going to have to come back and do it every once in a while, where it's like, yeah, it's going to be like boring shit, but then all of a sudden, boom, character interaction stuff that's important, and then back to some boring. I'm assuming that's how it's going to work here. But yeah, that is going to be it for today, guys. The end of day 1347 of streaming in a row. Tomorrow, this weekend, we are going to try and finish up the Red Hood story in Gotham Knights and see if we can get started on like E. And based on whether or not we get started on that, next week's schedule will either be the same as what this week was, or we're going to be upending it and playing a shitload of Lies of P. We'll see. So that will all be dependent on the next 2 days. But yeah, that is it for today, guys. Thank you for coming out, hanging out. Like always, links down below for my Twitter, as well as links over to my YouTube channel, where all my previous streams are uploaded and archived over there. All the VODs are there. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for coming out and hanging out, and I'll catch you all tomorrow with some Gotham Knights. If not, I'll see you guys back here on Monday, depending, either Lies of P or Honkai Star Rail. We'll see. See ya.